artist, rapper, singer Doechii has been under a lot of scrutiny in the last 24 months. Is it true that her fame and fortune and all of her attention that she's been getting is fake? And even worse, are they coming from bots online? So today we're talking about Doechii. In my personal opinion, Doechii has been all over the place and she's been doing some good work. I mean, yes, she's had her album that recently came out. A lot of people have been supporting her. She's been in collaborations with people like Tyler, the Creator, Katy Perry, Isaiah Rashad, and the list goes on. She has had a generational run in the last probably I'd say about the last 24 months. She's gotten award after award, and people have been paying a lot of attention to her. But the biggest question that's come up is whether or not her fame is real. Is she an industry plant? That's something that we're going to address today. And at the end of this video, we're going to basically figure out whether or not this is true and what's all going on, okay? So first of all, let's look at this. People were at Lollapalooza in Chicago, and she was on stage singing her anxiety song. And it was obviously like a moment for everyone to sing along. And well, let's look at it.
Anxiety in 3, 2,
sing it.
1.
Anxiety, keep on trying me. I feel it quietly, trying to silence me. Yeah. Anxiety, shake it over me. Somebody's watching me. It's my anxiety. Yeah.
Obviously, there are some people singing the song with her, but anytime there's an artist that goes on stage and they say, sing it with me, the hope is that you have a bunch of people singing the song with you, and everybody in the crowd is just like holding each other's arms and singing it, you know, but that's not what happened. In fact, the complete opposite happened. It seemed like at maximum, you had a few, like maybe 10 or 20 people singing along. There are some people that were in the crowd that reported that they did not hear a lot of people singing it, and that really begged the question whether or not the song was actually popular. Because if you have a song that pops off the way this one did online and Spotify, as well as Apple Music and YouTube, this thing explode. People all over the world seemingly were attached to this song and inexplicably loving this song, right? And memes online and people on the internet talking about how much they loved it. Yet in real time, in real life, we see that there is a degradation of interaction or engagement with this song. And this is something that has happened before as well. A lot of artists that pop off online, a lot of people who have this sudden explosion of fame that come from a song that they did or several songs, they do these live shows and there's this moment of like realization that's like, wait a minute. These people in real life don't actually know me that well, or maybe rather that this crowd that I'm in front of is an explanation or maybe a picture of how far my song has not gone, right? So let's look at the comments real quick because I thought this was interesting, and we'll get into a deeper conversation about kind of the result of this. Some people here say people literally begged her to release the song. I remember those videos were getting millions of views asking to put the song out, but now they hate it? Geez, great point. People beg you, they ask you, they want you to do something and create a piece of art and release it. And when you finally do it, here's the reception. In real life, in real time, standing in front of people, you get nothing out of them. It's actually kind of crazy. Didn't know the song was hated so much. It's not that bad in my opinion, but it's hard to associate anything else with that iconic melody. Right. Listen, and I'm going to be the first one to admit this. When this song first came out, every time I heard the instrumental, I got disappointed that it wasn't the original Somebody That I Used to Know song. I am a purist when it comes to that record. I'm a purist when it comes to that sample. I absolutely love that song. It's one of my top 20 songs of all time that I've ever listened to, okay? Now, I am not one to say that Doechii's song was like, it ruined it and anxiety destroyed the song for me. I'm not one of those people. I hear anxiety, and once the song comes on, I'm like, okay, it's Doechii, fine. I do understand, however, that when you take an iconic sample like Somebody That I Used to Know and you attempt to flip it and turn it into something different, artistically, it matters, right? It's always great to take a melody or a song and make it into your own. I've done it, all right? I have several songs that I've made myself that when people listen to it, they're like, oh, that's the song, and then it turns out to be, it's just me. I'm not saying she's wrong for it. I'm not saying there's a crime associated with doing it. What I am saying is that there has to be a level of realization that she comes to as an artist to understand that not everybody's going to be okay with you taking something so iconic, so beloved, so storied, and turning it into something that you basically created in your bedroom and released it one day because you got cleared by the people that made the song. I don't think I would ever assume that everyone's going to love the piece of work that I do that is associated so heavily with another sample or another artist, okay? So I just think it's important for her to have that realization if she hasn't come to that already. And it's fair. It's fair. It is fair to have a bunch of people who listen to that song and not rock with it. It's fair to have a ton of people who have this emotional connection to somebody that I used to know and not really be excited when you decide to attach your own lyrics and story and narrative to that song. Totally fine. But what I don't understand, and this is important, is that the way the universe of internet people, right? The internet citizens were like, okay, they learned that she had made this song on her YouTube channel. By the way, she has a massive catalog of YouTube videos where she is a growing artist. She is somebody that started as a YouTuber. She started putting her music out online. Okay. Nothing wrong with that. In fact, I would say that's where a lot of her encouragement and vitality came from making those YouTube videos and creating this portfolio of work. So if you go to her videos and you go to oldest, one thing I like about Doechii is that she has kept her entire catalog of YouTube videos. Now, I am sure there's a YouTube video or two that she deleted at some point, but this is 10 years ago. Okay. 2015, she has videos of her singing. Do you want to build a snowman? Right? The song from Frozen. There's so many things here that kind of show you that not only was she an excellent creator, not only was she putting in work as a marketer, a digital marketer, she was marketing herself, but what she was also doing was creating an audience, right? She was creating a fan base from this baseline of interactions and content that she was making. The reason why people think she's an industry plant goes a little bit deeper than that, okay? The reason is because she, again, I talked about her generational run in the last 24 months. To go from basically nobody to somebody in such a short period of time. And when I say nobody, I mean you were not attached to the industry. You were not doing work with some of the biggest artists in the industry. And then to somebody, not saying you're not anybody or that I'm not somebody. But when I say somebody, I mean somebody that is working with the likes of Katy Perry, the likes of, all these massive artists within a short period of time. Okay. Short period of time, meaning that she had been doing work like this for, music and stuff for 10 years. People have taken 10 years, 20 years to get to where she is right now. It took her maybe 2 or 3 within the industry to actually be able to have these connections, okay? Doechii addresses fan allegations of being an industry plant during Women of the Year speech. Now, in this speech, she discusses how she's been working for a long time. She's been building up to this. There's a reason why she has all of this attention and money and power and all this stuff. I get it. And I am proud of her. I am proud that she's gotten this far. But then when you start looking at the discrepancy between real life concerts and, performances to the online audiences and how they're drastically different, it's strange to me how your popularity does not travel outside of the internet. People have been feeling the same way. I'm not the only person. So if you look at the conversation around, Top Dog Entertainment is who she's signed to. Top Dog Entertainment has been under suspicion lately that they have been botting or using bots in their artists, engagement online. This is not the first time that a, record label or even artists have been accused of that. Drake himself has been accused of having bots on his accounts. Travis Scott has been accused of boosting his engagement with bots. So this is nothing new. This is not specific or just something that Doechii has been accused of. Other artists have been accused of this as well, okay? The phrase Doechii bots likely refers to allegations that TDE artist Doechii's streaming numbers and social media engagement have been artificially inflated using bots. Now, DJ Academics is not the first person to accuse her of this, although he is the loudest person to accuse her of this, of using bots to boost her streaming numbers. And there have been people online who've been looking at some more of what she's been doing and saying, man, it's really strange how her streaming numbers are super huge, right? Massive streaming numbers. But then all of a sudden, again, when you go to a live concert or you have her outside, you're not getting the same reaction. Wouldn't it be fair to say that somebody like Doechii would have people clamoring, screaming, falling out at concerts the moment that she starts performing because these songs are such hits online? That's what you would think. But then, again, when you actually listen to the audiences and look at what's happening at these concerts is relatively dead. It's strange. Strange. Now, let's look at this post from Christina Soft, endlessly soft on X. Doechii's bots ran out of money? Question mark. Let's take a look. So there are conversations about how from Hip Hop All Day, rappers with the most monthly listeners on Spotify at the end of March, okay? They do these little track lists to kind of show you what's going on and like how it works, what artists is where, and that kind of thing. So Kendrick Lamar is at 100 million, Drake at 78 million, Eminem at 69 million, Travis Scott at 69, Kanye West at 63, Future at 61, and Doechii at 60.3 million. Okay, that's at the end of March. Now, okay? It said most streamed rappers in the month of June on Spotify. Again, now this one was kind of different in the numbering, but as you can see again, she's not there. She's not there. So the question still stands. What's going on? So the question is, what's going on? Is Doechii a product of botting? Is Doechii getting her engagement inflated? And is she being helped by TDE, Top Dog Entertainment? Are the theories true that she's being pushed along and inflated? Like people in real life don't really like her music that much. Is that true? The theory is that she's being inflated. The truth, however, I feel like is a lot more nuanced than this. Every artist, and this is just facts. You ready? Every artist, every streamer, every content creator, everybody, when they have enough money, use bots. They use listening bots, viewing bots. It happens all the time. This is not the only industry where bots are used. Okay? Music is not the only industry where people use bots. Let's go down a quick rabbit hole. The moment you think that Doechii and the music industry are the only people that use bots, that's not true. Some of your favorite streamers like Kai Cenat or DDG or whomever you might watch, they also employ bots sometimes. Even if it's not them doing it directly, other people pay for bots for these people to have more viewers. That is no different from Doechii, Drake, Kendrick Lamar, Doja Cat, Eminem. All of these people have record labels that are literally designed to make money for these artists, designed to make money for the company. What's the best way to do that? To employ bots, to employ people from around the world to inflate some of the numbers and listen more than most people would listen to a song. This is all orchestrated through the music industry. This is nothing new. Okay? The question of whether or not Doechii uses bots is a weird question. The answer is yes. Every artist uses bots. Even DJ Academics. Here's the funny thing. DJ Academics gets online and he accuses Doechii of using bots. DJ Academics himself knows for a fact that Drake and some of the other artists that he loves so much, they use bots too. And actually, I wouldn't be surprised if he uses bots. Using bots is no different than going on ChatGPT to help you write something. Like bots at this point are so ubiquitous. They're so, they're used for businesses to get more interaction, engagement so that they can grow. That's that simple. Everybody that you know and love, that you listen to, that you enjoy, that you get entertainment from, they use bots. It's just that simple. So the moment that somebody has a conversation about this, I think it's weird. It's weird. It's weird. Everyone uses it. Everyone does it. It's not just Doechii. I do think that Doechii actually is famous. I do not think she's not famous and that she's only famous online. That's crazy, right? I do understand that there is going to be a difference in audience. Maybe the people who are sitting in that crowd in Lollapalooza were not necessarily fans of Doechii. There might have been someone else coming out after her that they really were fans of. She might have just been opening for them. Or maybe she was the person that was the primary, performer on stage. And these people, these few thousands of people just so happen not to be fans of her. But there's other millions of people in the city of Chicago who are. There's so many variables that go into this. It's not so cut and dry. So the theory that she's some industry plant that has only gotten famous off of bots I think is false. Is she somebody who has grown exponentially in the last few months and years? Yes. Is she somebody who probably has bots employed to help her music, get a little bit more attention and buzz? Yes. Not to mention, maybe you guys don't know this. Maybe you don't know this. But you also can pay publications to talk about your new music, to talk about your new song or your new music video or your new project. People use money in order to inflate their stock all the time. This is, I mean, like, I thought everyone knew this. I thought everyone knew this. Did you not know this? I hope you know this now. Comment below. Tell me what you think. Do you think that people are like Doechii are using the internet and bots in order to get extra, something that they don't deserve? Or do you feel like that Doechii really is that talented? She really is, using her musical talents for the betterment of the world and art. But she just uses bots sometimes, and her record label uses bots to kind of get her a little boost. What do you think? Tell me in the comments. Anyway, thank you for watching this video. I hope you have a great day. A better tomorrow. God bless. I'll see you all later.